just to do it.
Everybody can't win in war. Somebody gonna take a L.
Yeah.
It's up to the generations to follow to determine if we're gonna flip that L into a 7 till we hit a jackpot.
Mm.
If you can show how you can benefit from those lessons, when you flip a loss into a lesson, it's no longer a loss.
That's right. That's
You
true.
learn from it. That means that you flip that L into a 7.
It's still a win,
So it's still a
an
win.
eventual win. Let me ask
Yeah.
you the question though. So going back to Kendrick, when you're saying that he had uniform, what I noticed, and when you get a chance to look, he's wearing a hat, like almost like not a pheasant, but like a hat notable to a Yoruba priest in his video. If
I
you
thought he had a baseball cap on backwards.
know, like in his video for the song "They're Not Like Us," like
Oh, okay. Okay.
he's
Yeah, he
wearing
had
like
like a kufi type
Yorubas,
hat.
yeah, like a Yorubas priest hat. We were kind of discussing it. One of the young ladies knows the Yorubas, certain things they wear, and I thought that was interesting because when you say he commanded all the OGs to come together, only someone qualified could do that spiritually and also land legs wise. So he has two. And when he was wearing that, I was like, it's interesting that he was qualified to take that command. Totally. Now, what would be the beef between him and Drake? Because Drake represents the Moloch, the Molochians, the
You remember,
Zionists.
you
Yeah,
remember when I told you Kamala was playing the role of the harlot that's supposed to fail miserably?
that's right. Yes.
Kendrick is playing the character of the dragon
Mm.
that's supposed to be slain at the feet of the great mother,
Cool.
which means he had to volunteer because they couldn't make him do it because he had to take the L.
Yeah.
But if he accepted as a self-sacrifice, the highest form of sacrifice is a self-sacrifice. Kendrick is the only one qualified to sacrifice him, Abraham and his son.
Hmm.
Uh, Aubrey brought Kendrick into the rap game. What your mama say? If you get out of line, I brought you into this world, now I take you out.
Hmm.
It's what you call a script flip.
So Drake brought him in, and he was meant to set him to Aubrey's choice name.
Right. So now, if we take the Abraham story to try to explain what it looks like to give it something where people can relate, imagine Abraham was told you have to sacrifice your son, right?
Mhm.
But when you get to the altar, he tell his son, I'm gonna lay on this altar. You carry on the legacy and sacrifice me.
Mm.
You gotta remember, even though Drake is part Jewish, his father from Memphis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
His father one of us. Now he got two choices. Now he got two choices. He can fall to the blue house on the fatherland, Kendrick Lamar, sea walking, or he can run from it all and be sacrificed by the red house as the wasted womb of the wasted seed of the mother's womb.
Mm.
That was his option. The path of least resistance is the wisest path. Nothing in nature is find the most resistant path to take.
Absolutely.
So if you got a good advisor like a Jay Prince, and you say, hey, these people came to me and told me I'm gonna take this L or I'm gonna take this D. I don't feel like trying to dig from under 6 feet of dirt. I'd rather take the L. What's the smartest move to make? How do we have this L where we can still be winning? It's all part of the game, but the game is over.
Like the PlayStation game. You got to see it. Yeah, the
Just
PlayStation
like
game.
just like Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah. This is interesting.
Now we in here wearing these goggles we call bodies, meat modems.
Mhm.
They're really artificial constructs of the machine.
Yes.
But we got to know how to play the game,
Hmm.
right? And once we learn how to play the game, then we know how to maneuver around our enemies.
Absolutely. But we also have to know the rules. And once you know the rules, you can gain a little leverage and then you kind of watch, you know.
Game
And
rules of living major.
ooh.
Outlaws,
And
outlaws.
and let me ask you a question too, because as we're watching like the video today and there's like a big X, there's this whole antage of the X. So I kind of just kind of transcribe that even though X is considered to be like exit, X marks the spot, there's a part of the X that's inverted, like kind of means I noticed that the things that they put X on, even though it's meant like Twitter, you know, Twitter that BioBorg Elon Musk purchased for supposedly free speech, which is bullocks, okay. He named it X. And if you notice, like even with the creation of SpaceX and then bringing up, Planet X, all these X's are being kind of initiated. And, visually, when we see certain geometrical shapes or symbols, it has a play on us subconsciously.
It's called
And
sugar writing. That
yes,
tells you how to create them.
yeah. And I
Okay,
noticed,
so before
yeah,
you go any further,
yeah,
in our community, who owns the X? Who's the X synonymous to?
women,
You
no,
talking gender, but I'm talking about in the community as in
um,
at large.
the
The
brown community,
so-called
the brown community, yeah, the
right
melanated people,
in the melanated community, right?
yeah.
Who made the X
Malcolm,
valuable to us? Malcolm. Who gave Malcolm his X?
was it, was it Elijah Muhammad or no?
It was Elijah Muhammad.
Okay, yeah.
Everywhere you see an X is furthering his agenda, knowingly or unknowingly. What was his agenda?
To,
Accept alone, be yourself.
yes, yes.
That was his agenda. How you gonna do that? You need what's called a Trojan horse,
Yes.
right? If you go to one of Malcolm's first interviews, the biggest part of the interview was why you drop your slave name and take the X.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's introducing X marks the spot. Malcolm is Malcolm Little, Detroit Red, running the red herring to bring back the chickens off of a Sam Cooke, Little Red Rooster that brings the chickens back home to roost. That's why the statement was so controversial. So they tagging the future generations of young chiefs. They giving them X's.
Like Generation X. I'm from Generation X. Yeah.
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 They make it popular in what culture? Hip hop culture.
That's right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember when we was walking around, everybody had a jacket with a big ass X on it?
That's right.
This
It was
Elijah Muhammad slowly creeping up on us.
interesting.
You preach the need to change, but you can't change too much too fast or you'll cause resentment.
Yeah. So you have to do a slow walk
Right.
to success.
Now, the X ties back into the masonry, the crossbones,
Yes. Yes.
but his didn't have a skull. That means that he didn't have to kill nobody
The
to
one of
own the X.
that's right.
But the one with the skull on it is the symbol for the pirate, but it's also the symbol for the poison.
That's right. Interesting.
All of that stuff connected. Unified field theory. If you use an X one place, it's connected to every X everywhere else.
Absolutely. And the X
If
can,
you and if
yes,
you dominate the energy of the X, then you can control the flow of the energy through your lens by controlling the X.
interesting. So you think unbeknownst to the Bioborg Elon, he named it X with that in mind, or was it like more of a blind
Well,
action.
let's get this out the way. I think Elon Musk is a whole android.
Well, let me do a
Just
Google.
like Mark Zuckerberg
I agree.
is the same thing as Data from Star
Data.
Trek.
Yes, yes, yes. You're speaking my
I
language.
and I believe that. Okay, now let's do a little background on Elon Musk. We did a little background on X, a little background on Kendrick. Now,
Okay.
Elon Musk comes from the Emerald Mines
Mm-hmm.
of South Africa.
Mm-hmm. From Canada, by way of Canada.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Now, where is the Emerald City?
In Oz.
What does Oz mean? It means strong,
Yes, yes.
right? The 5% acronym for God, Gomer Oz Dabar. Wisdom, strength, and beauty,
Hmm.
right? Now, if he's the son of the one who was mining the emerald, that means his daddy was a puppet master pretending to be a power wielder behind the curtain. He
Master.
didn't go in the direction of his dad. So his
No.
dad tried to defame and demean him,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now, remember what we just said about Drake honoring his father,
Hmm.
take the L on his father's side to turn it into a seven.
Interesting. Yes.
But Elon is not trying to get out of the father line. He's trying to get on the money line
That's right.
and
At
on
the top.
and on the knowledge. So
Hmm.
he's not flipping sevens and L's, he's flipping X's and O's.
Mm.
He's just looking to be accepted for who he is, and X marks the spot.
And mine data, because that's what he does as an android.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, before it was X, it was called Twitter.
Twatter.
Mhm. Twitter is a tweeter.
Tweety. Remember
A
Tweetily?
tweeter is a little speaker,
Yes, yes.
shaped like a O,
Hmm. Yes.
X over O.
Oh, you're brilliant. Oh my God, you're brilliant. Holy
Okay, now.
cow. The zombies are in the chat like right now because we were on until 4 a.m. talking about X's and O's and what the X means. Oh, snap. Go ahead, Chief. You
Okay,
earned
so
that name.
so now he's flipped the X,
Holy cow.
right? That's to free up the communication, because that's why he say he bought it, because they
Yep.
was sent.
And down.
So he bought it. What else did he threaten to buy?
Twatter, what's the other thing? That thing
TikTok.
everybody, TikTok, which is TikTok, like TikTok, like count TikTok, TikTok. Yeah.
That's the clock.
Yeah.
You didn't notice, no, most people didn't notice all of the 17s associated with the end of the TikTok. Q all over it. 17, it was down 17 hours.
That's right. For a
It
switch,
was re,
for a
it was
swap.
reactivated in the military time at 1717.
What do you think? It was taken over. Do you think it was? I think it was taken over so that they can covertly take
They
all.
never took it over.
They just basically reset it, or just it was capped.
Mhm.
It wasn't
Okay, ask yourself this: when do the clock stop?
when does the clock stop?
Hmm. When you playing a game.
I don't know.
The clock only stops during timeouts and game endings.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Which takes us back to Kendrick. Uncle Sam exits stage left. He ain't coming back ever.
So
It's the
this is
rules.
the game.
It's
This
the it's that's the rules to the Hollywood rules that they got out of Broadway.
that's
At
right.
the end of the play, the
Stage left.
ones who gotta
That's
go
right.
get redressed, they exit stage
Stage
right. They
left.
got another
That's right.
scene to play.
That's right. That's right.
The ones exit stage left, they don't come back. They scenes is up. They getting dressed to go home or watch the rest of the play.
Can I ask you, Rod, a personal question?
Yeah.
Are you are you an extraterrestrial?
I'm an Earth terrestrial.
Are you a hybrid of an ape man?
Yes.
I think so. I think so. But I'll just leave it there.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly who I am. I am the firstborn of the earthborn, parthogenic son to the great mother.
I know that's right. Can I
I
tell you?
was created
Yeah.
by approval of the earth mothers, and prime creator as a defender to the earth.
I see that. Mm.
Earth threats take on different forms. So Morpheus transformed like Decepticons. The way I go hard, just call me Genghis Khan. Sound the alarm. I'm about to set it off.
Oh, that.
Okay, so the key is how do they call me when they need me? It's a monkey key.
That's right.
When the elephant comes to town with a monkey on her back, that means a new matriarch arrives with a young monkey. He's monkey flipping for keys his whole childhood
Mhm.
as an ear hustler. Because the hustle is in the blood. It's the nature. Now pair the nature with the nurture. Because mama got to convince him to use wisdom over force.
Right.
Right? So the wisdom of the mother, as the child sit at the feet of the master, dribbles on the heads of the babes. He is now anointed with mama's words of wisdom. And now he has to figure out what she want him to do when she ain't here to tell him.
Mhm.
Because she already told him. He just didn't know she told him. He got to figure it out. Even if he don't think he that smart. Hmm, he's smarter than he think,
He's way smarter than he thinks. Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because there's no big eyes and no little U's, so he ain't never felt he was better than nobody, but he sure as hell ain't felt nobody was better than him.
Mm. Go ahead, Monkey King.
So if you level the playing field and we play the game level, all of the ones that can't walk straight, we can see them walking like drunk men across the board.
Oh,
Remember what Tupac said?
yep.
This us in the middle.
Yep.
What we do? We bump straight.
Mm-hmm.
The ones on the right, overly righteous, get stuck in the church.
Yep.
The ones on the left, overly wicked, they get stuck in the street.
That's right. The one in the middle is the ones that
We
hold the
come
line.
in teams.
Yeah.
It's a relay race. We come in teams. It's a relay race. The boy king always precedes the old wise man. That's why they tell you that the wisdom comes from the mouth of babes. So hopefully you listen to the boy king. If you listen to the boy king, you won't never have to see that old grumpy old man that's to come after. Because this next guy coming after me, he ain't gonna have no mercy. And I ain't got none.
Mm.
I got the same mercy they had when they was cutting babies out of mama's wombs.
Mm.
So if you want mercy, you go get it from that motherfucker. You ain't gonna get it from me.
Mm.
You get the same mercy she got. The good thing about me is easy to placate me. Give everybody what they deserve, good, bad, and indifferent. And you won't have to worry about me doing it for you.
That's right.
My chief said I got a brain bang. I want to go out in the street, test some shit up. He telling me about hitting some books and going to a library.
You want to do stuff in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to go get stuck to the left for a little while before I bump back straight.
You might have a moment in the next couple months. You know what I mean? It's getting a
Well, it's
little,
gonna come a time real soon where a lot of good people gonna have to do some real bad stuff to some real bad people in order to make things right.
it balances out the beams though. You know, you straggle
Yeah.
too far left and right, you end up having to find your way to the middle eventually by, engaging. Light can't exist without the dark and vice versa. So it's best to be somewhere in the gray. You know what I mean?
You can't tell me you peaceful when you harmless.
Exactly.
But if you dangerous, I swear you peaceful.
It's true.
The big trick is we have all of the real power, but we don't understand that the psychological consolidation of power is more important than the physical gathering in the location.
Absolutely.
This is why I had to go through the social media route. I don't like this shit. I do not like social media.
Me either. It's messy. And
Very.
it's hard to because there's so many non-validated characters online who utilize the untouchable the reason they utilize the fact that you can't touch them to gaslight and you know
But I
do
come
stuff.
from Generation X. If we wanted to cancel a motherfucker, we had to do it to their face.
Always, always in real time, 3 o'clock. What time? 3 o'clock after school. You have
We
a
standing,
conversation face
we
to face.
standing in, we be standing in their doorway, looking in the doorway while the teacher can't see you.
3 o'clock
They
of the
be in there crying.
yeah. In New York, we say on site.
So
On site.
yeah, that was later on. We had the sign language first. But look, the on site came when people start having the ability to do it over the text message.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. On
'Cause
site.
if you had to call somebody's house on
That's
a
a problem.
rotary phone and y'all got beef, it just you might as well just go over their house.
That's true. No, no. It always happened like that. You get the secret knock, and it's not much of a secret after you open the door. Plenty
Yeah.
of scraps like that. Yeah. It was a beautiful time. We were talking about it. Living in Generation X, we